Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brother Banter Show. My name is Nick, and I'm joined by my brother and co host, Jack. This is a show where two brothers talk about stuff, and we got a lot of great stuff coming up for you. But first, hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, hit that like button, and leave us a comment with asking us a question so that we can answer that question in our next episode in a Q&A segment. Today, on our episode, we've got a lot of things to talk about. We're going to be talking about post COVID-19 reality, Jack's planting a forest at work, and I went on a jog. All right.
Oh man.
So let's jump right into it. Um, Jack, I went on a jog today, and you know how people were. You can tell when people are being quarantined for a long time because I was getting looked at up and down by all sorts of people. Like they had never seen a piece of ass walk by them before.
Oh, what'd you say? Looking's for free. Touching's gonna cost you. Come on.
Yeah. So I can't blame them. I was wearing some tight clothes, some tight pants. I got a nice badonkadonk going on back there, so I can't blame them for taking a peek as I ran by. But you
Look
know,
back at it.
they could have been a little less obvious though. It was just, and it didn't matter who it was. Is younger people, boys and girls, older boys and girls, women and men. Didn't matter. As I ran by, they took a little gander at the behind, the keister. So yeah, that was.
That's how'd that make you feel? Did you feel objectified? Did you feel violated?
It was different. I could tell that they were doing it, and it made me uncomfortable. So I think that if I was a woman getting looked like that all the time, I would be very uncomfortable wearing certain clothes out in public, and just I would be very very self conscious about what I did because I knew that people were gonna look at me in a certain way.
Uh, yeah, definitely. I so there's been a few times where I've been approached in a bar and by some guys, and they're asking me if I was gay, and like were hitting on me, and I was like, nah, like I'm not, like I'm good, thank you, but no, thank you, sir. Like you're barking up the wrong tree. But same kind of shit. Like it was just, I wasn't like, I didn't feel flattered or anything because it was just kind of weird. And they're just like trying to like strong arm me, and I was like, nah, like this is some wild shit here.
Being a little aggressive. Well, I mean, you can't blame them either with that mustache, man. You'd be going either way.
I'm clean as shit.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of my friends say I should be in a porno,
Well,
or that I got told that I look like Julian from Trailer Park Boys.
nice.
I mean, I'll accept Julian. I'll take that.
Bubbles is my character on that show. I love Bubbles.
Bubbles is a very very good character.
Fucking Julian. All right.
But going back to that, like I feel like in my apartment in DeKalb, one of my roommates is of an interesting type person, and he's very attracted to my feet, and it's kind of fucking weird, and and it's so obvious, like you, like what you're talking about. Like I would be like in the kitchen like doing dishes, and like man would come up with like a glass of milk that's like three-quarters the way full. I'm just like, all right, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Like, what is he gonna grab, some like cookies or something? Like he's like digging around in the fridge like looking for something, and I'm just like, all right, like I'm just doing my dishes. Like I had Burks on. This is pre this moment,
Yeah.
and so like fucking I'm just standing there like doing my dishes, and I just like feel him, like I just feel him like just looking me up and down. And like I just like fucking turn, and he's just like blatantly staring like at my feet, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And by the way, he came upstairs, and like he just topped off his glass of milk. Like he didn't grab nothing else, he didn't do nothing else. But ever since that moment, like I've not wore any like like I've wore like boots most days. I would only be seen anywhere outside of my room with boots on.
Closed-toed shoes.
Yeah, like seriously, because it's just fucking weird. Like I don't want you looking at me like that. Like you know me around the house, like I don't like wearing like shirts and shit, but now like I wear like sweatshirts all the time because like it's just fucking weird. Like I don't want you looking at me like that.
You gotta wear a sweatshirt and closed-toed shoes like it's freaking high school chemistry class.
That's right. That is right. Gotta put your hair up. Don't want any hair getting burnt in the Bunsen burner.
No, sir.
But, yeah, I could definitely see that, and I don't know. That's just fucking weird. It's just weird.
Well, that's what being objectified feels like.
Not a fan.
Me neither. Okay, so let's play a little game, fact or fiction, post COVID-19 reality. What is life going to be like once this all is over? Will things go back to normal? Will there be a new normal? What is it going to look like? So, one of the things that I've been thinking about for a while with this whole situation going on is that most people are mostly good, and you want to believe when you're walking down the street that you say hi to somebody, they're not just gonna freaking jump you and take your wallet. They're gonna say hi back, and you're gonna go on your way, and that's it. Because most people are mostly good, and you want, as a human, to trust and believe in other
I feel
people.
like there's a general trust. It's like you trust the person behind you in your car not to fucking rear end you.
Right,
There's a genuine trust between all people like that. Yeah.
right. Because in my opinion, most people are mostly good. So this whole situation with the social distancing, wearing gloves and masks, and not trying to be close to people has created a huge amount of distrust amongst the population. Like, you don't know if that person's sick. Are they going to get you sick? And then your kids are going to get sick, or your parents or your grandparents are going to get sick, and then somebody could die. And then, these are all the thoughts that are running through people's heads every time they see another person out in public. So there's all this mistrust going on and paranoia about other people. And I've seen people on the internet say that, we may never have public gatherings again. You may never shake somebody's hand again. You may never give another person a hug again. And do you think that's fact or fiction?
I think that's fiction because I feel like once there's a vaccine, I think that things will be more relaxed. But up until that moment, I don't think that like eventually people are going to start working back into that same routine. Like when you meet somebody, you shake their hand. Like when I was at work today, like we talked about how it was weird that like we weren't going to shake each other's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just met some. But I feel like moving forwards, I think that that's not gonna be a big factor. Like I think that people are gonna shake hands again. People are gonna hug, do things like that. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not because this is something that nobody has ever seen before, and maybe we as a species, as an animal, learn to evolve, and maybe that's the next step in human evolution for now.
Is getting rid of human contact,
With one
like
another,
like social interaction, the social contact, like that.
yeah, maybe it's a better way to protect ourselves from each other from illness.
So I also think that it's fiction. I think that when it comes to human contact and physical interaction, humans are very, very tribal and social animals, and you
Yes.
crave the interaction. Like, I love giving my wife a hug, or shaking somebody's hand, giving a firm handshake to somebody that I like. When I go out fishing with my friends, I get out of my truck and go say hi to them and shake their hand, say, hey, how you doing, and look them in the eye, and we get enjoyment as human beings out of that. Like it
I think
develops.
people forget that we are like an animal. Like
Yeah,
we did evolve from primates, and like that, just that simple like handshake, it just affirms that there's just like a trust, some
yeah,
like meaning, and they're like the well-being between the two of you.
right. Like it affirms that we're of the same tribe, we're to be trusted.
Yes, yes,
So I think that when it comes to human interaction, it's totally fiction. We're gonna have human interaction going forward because as a species we need that. I think to be fully healthy.
yeah, I can see that.
I mean, it might be a little while, but once things start to calm down, we're just gonna pick up right back where we left off. I think in that instance. Um,
I think the same, but I also like playing devil's advocate, so that's why I like trying to think like, what if we do never touch each other again? That would be. I don't think that I wouldn't want to really live in that world.
no, I think it would be very strange and unnatural and not very like emotionally healthy for people.
Yeah, especially because like I've been told that I'm very touchy feely.
Well, you are so
Yeah, I believe it. I ain't fighting
with
it.
people that
Whatever.
you like. Yes.
Well, yeah.
Um. Okay, so what about large gatherings like football game? Any kind of game like sporting events or concert or anything like that where there's big gatherings of people in one small location. So you have a very high density of people. Will there be large gatherings like that in the future? Is that fact or fiction that these will be gone?
Uh, I think it's false. I think that there's gonna be large gatherings again because honestly, with how much money is involved in like football and things like that, how much money went into those stadiums, I don't think that they're just gonna be able to turn away from that. I think that they would fight the government pretty hard to make sure that there's no like legislation against there being large gatherings, just because seriously, like the money involved.
Hmm. So you think that there will be large gatherings because there's too much money to be made?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go the opposite. I don't think that there will be large gatherings like that with a caveat here, for a few years. I think it'll be probably 2 years before there's packed stadiums for football games, basketball games, concerts, whatever. The reason being is because they don't want to be held liable for somebody if they get sick there. Like people
Mm.
don't love to, or everybody wants to be a victim. We live in a very victimhood society. So
Yeah.
if somebody happens to get sick at one of these one of these concerts or football games or whatever, it's not their fault for going there and exposing themselves. It's the stadium's fault for holding the event. Um,
Yeah.
it's just the society that we live in, the culture that we have right now. So companies know that, corporations know that, and businesses know that, and that's what all sports teams are as businesses. So
Yeah.
they know that they're going to be held liable or could be. So, and also you talked about the money. Most of the money comes from TV ads. The teams don't make a ton of money from holding games at the stadium. So They
I know
make
it.
a lot more money off the TV revenue. So, all right, we're split on that one. I say that there will not be gatherings for a couple years. You say there will be gatherings right away. So then, let's go back to our first point. Talking about just like a general mistrust and paranoia of others, of the other, out there. Do you think that trust, the general trust in other people and strangers, will return?
Yeah, I feel like that will be that'll be slower, but I do feel like it'll come back eventually, especially after there's a vaccine. Like I think that it will be, and I think that it might change the meaning, honestly, shaking a stranger's hand,
Mm-hmm.
because that like, especially after this, because it was like such a big, it's seen as such a big no, like you're not supposed to do that right
Mm-hmm.
now. That I think that when we are able to, it might carry greater meaning across.
Well, I mean, just the general, like getting over the general paranoia that people have of interacting with others, like just being around other people, like people wearing masks and the whole 6 feet apart at the grocery store and all that kind of thing. Are we going to get over that kind of paranoia that other people might have some kind of disease that they could give to you?
Uh, but yeah, just eventually, like that's gonna take like more time to gain, like to gain genuine trust in people like that again, just because it's portrayed so negatively right now that it's gonna take a very long time, and this is such a mass pandemic, and it's reached so many people at this point that it's gonna take a very long time, I think, to get back to complete normal like that, like be able to go like out into a grocery store and like not have to be like at all like anxious or cautious of anybody else within the store.
Yeah, I I agree with you. Same thing. It's just going to take some time for people to kind of
Yeah.
forget about the how crazy it was, and maybe when this is all over, we'll realize that we were way too over cautious and like didn't need to be. But then you can argue that there's no being too cautious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're on the same page there. So that was that. I mean, that was fun. A little kind of fact or fiction, just trying to
Yeah.
theorize about what's going to happen in the future. That was a neat little thing there. Yeah. So kind of piggybacking off of that, talking about me jogging at the beginning of this of the episode here. I've been running on this very popular trail the past 2 days, and like there's people freaking masked up, like their whole faces are covered, gloves on, and they're like, as I'm running towards them, they're like getting off the trail to avoid being around me.
Oh wow.
Um, so I'm just like thinking to myself, nature is nature's neutral state is health. So like there's not going to be just like fucking virus, just like Pigpen, Cloud following Pigpen from Snoopy. That
Yeah.
shit's
Yeah.
not, when you're outside like in fresh air and sunshine, like that's not how it is. So I'm like thinking to myself as I'm running by these people that are like totally paranoid that like being outside is the safest place to be, probably. For
Well, yeah, it's much like more sterile, and it's just fresh air. And it's not like, well, think about it, like if you're trapped, like if you're sitting inside with somebody that's sick, your chances are you're going to breathe the same air.
right. Yeah. So you are literally out in the open. There's nothing restricting the air around you. Like you're getting fresh air with every breath. The sun, the UV rays from the sun sanitize surfaces. Like I was just kind of blown away that people are so paranoid when they're outside. And third, like sick people aren't going to be out jogging. Like if I had the coronavirus, I'm going to be laid up. I'm not going to be out there
Yeah.
running.
But they also talk about you could not show symptoms and shit. So
Okay,
who fucking
right,
knows?
but when everybody is so hyper aware of what's going on,
Yeah.
like even if you think that you might be sick, you're planting your butt on the couch and not doing anything.
Well, you're not supposed to be doing anything anyways right now. It's goddamn quarantine hour.
Well, there's hundreds of people
Oh
out on
yeah.
this trail, and then they're all checking my ass out as I run by them, but stepping out of the way first.
Yeah, that's so weird though. Like that's just extra as fuck.
Yeah.
That's like the girl that came to vote. I was an election judge, and she had gloves on and put sanitizer on her gloves twice.
Smart. That like stuff it like erodes the gloves.
Oh really?
So
That's well, I'm pretty sure she was wearing those gloves like all day, and I promise you she was in and out of her car, so she's just contaminating her whole entire car.
nice.
It's just so obscene. Like I've seen people with like the fucking masks on, and it like will just like cover their mouth
Mhm.
and like not their nose,
Mhm.
and it's just like, or they just have it on their head or just like
Mhm.
hanging down. It's like, oh, why? Oh, are you just doing this for clout? Like, what is the point of this?
Just because somebody told them to take it or put it on or something and they did, but they don't really want to do it.
So wearing it around, you look like a fucking dumbass.
Yeah. That's all I got. I don't wear anything around when I go to the grocery store, when I get gas or whatever. There's 564 cases in the county that I live in, I think.
Hmm.
Reported. So those are
Reported.
confirmed, reported, tested cases. They're the whole county, and there's like 130,000, 150,000 people in the county, and there's like 12 deaths, I believe, and they're all like really old people with, an underlying health condition. So even if so, those cases that are reported, there's more than that. So like,
Well, yeah.
so if we do 12 divided by 564, that's a 0.02. So that's 2.1% of the case
That's tapping on my door right now.
of our deaths, and we're being interrupted right now as we speak by the one and only
Who could it
Gillette
be?
Photography.
Oh, Goofy. And Cooper's here. He is under the desk. You got something to say? Or you just no?
Just
You here
break
to
it
talk?
in.
What's that? You? What's that? We're talking about you.
Jeez, and that is Garrick Gillette, the one and only Garrick Gillette Photography. He's got
Yep.
800 and some subscribers on YouTube. Don't know how or why, but he's got them. So going back to that, so that's like 2.1% of the cases here are fatal. Okay, but when you account for all of the cases, not just the ones that are reported, that number is going to plummet. So, because like people have it, but they're not getting it tested and reported because they're just
Yeah.
like they just don't go to the doctor. They just sit at home for a few days and get over it. Yeah. Well, that kind of got ruined, but it's all good. Okay. So another thing that when I was out jogging, there's this playground that is just covered in caution tape. Like there was a freaking murder there.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't really understand it. I kind of do because, the playgrounds are kind of a gathering place for moms to bring their kids.
Yeah.
kids are like harbingers of freaking bacteria, and they get sick all the time, and get parents sick all the time. So I can kind of understand it, but as a new parent myself, I'm just thinking like if I'm with Theo out somewhere and he's old enough to be able to go and play on that swing set. If there's
Yeah.
nobody there, I'm gonna take him on that. Why wouldn't I? Like who? There's nobody there, and like I said before, the sun sanitizes surfaces, so we're
Yeah.
not gonna contract anything just from him climbing on the freaking monkey bars or something. So I think I understand why, because they don't want people gathering, but also I think that people need to take more personal responsibility and judge. So if you walk by and you see there's 6 people there and they're keeping their distance with their kid or whatever, you're not going to be like, I should go crowd that area and get sick.
Yeah.
Like take a little responsibility for your actions and not do that if you see people are there. But I don't know, that's just me being a grumpy old man.
Oh yeah. Now that you got a kid, you're a grumpy old man.
I think I always have been, but now it's really coming out.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
This just gives me
Oh, I mean,
an excuse to be more grumpy and more old.
I mean, I can and can't understand it because I don't have a kid and I've never really been in that position. But I think that taping off the areas that they're just worried about the kids, like there being a plethora of kids, like not necessarily at the same time, but throughout the day, with the sun sanitizing certain parts of it. I don't know. Maybe they're just worried that someone's gonna pass it on to another family, and just through the kids that it's just gonna spread that way. Or I don't know. I could see like the moms gathering there too, but I don't think that. I think that I think that you should be able to go and play on the fucking playground, but like I would be careful to like not let him like had like put his hands like straight in his mouth and be like sucking on the fucking playground. Like
Yeah.
that's I feel like that's just asking for
Yeah.
trouble, you know,
It's just the caution tape. I think the caution tape is just
over the top.
yeah, it's too much. Just put up a sign like at the beginning of the trail. There is a sign that says, maintain social distancing, stay 6 feet apart, or whatever. Why couldn't you put something like that at the park, and not freaking caution tape it? You know, I don't know. I just think it's weird.
A lot of surface area for the virus to live on.
Yeah, well, it doesn't survive in sunlight and outside for very long. So, and you would have to have some sick person just literally like licking every surface of that.
Have you seen some of the fucking there's so like TikTok is like a huge fucking thing, all right?
Yeah,
And like there's fucking videos of people just like saying like fuck coronavirus and just like licking like objects like in a grocery store, just like licking the cans and shit. And it's like, whoa, like so and so, like weeks later, that turns out they actually fucking had
yeah,
it. It's like, what the hell are people doing?
being
So
dumb.
it's ridiculous, really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like it's like the counter culture. It's cool to go against the
Yeah,
the societal norms or the forced societal norms as we're experiencing right now.
that's just so. I think that's so weird. It's just like the only way to defend against this virus is to like literally distance ourselves away from other humans.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's a weird time to live in.
It's fucking it. That is really goddamn weird.
Well, you planting a forest at work?
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Every day I go into work, I never know what I'm gonna do, like ever, at all. Every day is fucking different. Could be picking up garbage one week. Could be planting trees the next week. Could be fucking weed whacking, mowing medians. Who knows? Nobody knows. It's all fucking witchcraft and wizardry down at the county. And so go into work today, and we get told that we're gonna go plant a bunch of fucking like saplings out by New El Domain Road because
Oh,
it's gonna be like a forest preserve type deal out
yes.
there.
I remember that when they started that project, or they were planning it or whatever, when I was doing that job that you're doing.
Oh
And
yeah.
Fran was, because I was doing a project where I was mapping the invasive species that were along the roadsides.
Hmm.
And Fran and I went out to the extension office, the University of Illinois extension office, and we talked to like a master gardener lady, or a
That's pretty
master naturalist is what she was. Not master gardener. That's a different thing. But she, and we found out like what trees were the best to plant, like what are like like what was naturally there. So, and that's what Fran wanted to get because he had to, by the state mandated, he cut down these many trees, he has to replant these many trees, to make up for that loss. So
yeah.
it's cool to see that like progression now. Like,
Oh yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting, like coming back here in like 20
right,
years.
and seeing all
Just
of them.
like yeah, just be like, damn, like I had touched a lot of those trees.
Yeah.
But it's fucked. I work with morons, literal idiots. Like, uh, oh my god. So like, we go out there, and first of all, we're social distancing at work,
Yeah.
quote unquote social
Sure.
distancing. And so I like I have to drive my own truck because these two guys decided that they need to go to drive together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, whatever. I really didn't want to ride with either one of you, so that's fucking fine by me. We go and get to this place. We pull up, and like they get the gator out. And they like go come up. We fucking go out there, and the guy is like, you guys need to drive the gator up and down these lanes of trees, and drive the gator like real close to these saplings just to pack the dirt down. I was like, okay,
Well,
this
you
is
couldn't just tamp
this
them.
is this is the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is the weirdest job I've ever done in my life. And so, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. So we're just going up and down these rows of trees. And fucking the guy driving is like, you know what, Jack? I don't think we really need you in the bed of the gator. And yeah, so like this social distancing, like I had to take a whole separate truck just so that these two fucks could sit together in the front of the cab of this gator. So yeah, fuck this social distancing shit. So they go and drop me off to go stomping. So like I literally like there's a stalk that goes up, and I literally just stomp my fucking feet around the old fucking sapling
Mm.
just to pack the dirt down because that's very important. That is the most important job that was there. And I don't know why it was just me and some other girl doing it, but I was yeah, I was super aggravated. So fucking, it's just literally me and some other broad, and I had never talked to her before. I'd never seen her before. I don't know. I had no words with her. And there's a bunch of people there. There's probably like, so it was like three guys from the county, including me, and then there's probably like 7 or 8 people there from the forest
Mm-hmm.
preserve district. I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there was 3 forest reserve people that had to help the tractor. I don't think that they needed 3 people to do this because the job was they would separate these little saplings and then they'd give it to the girl sitting on the machine that just like and just basically dropping it into a hole.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, you need 3 people to do this, and then another guy to drive the tractor, and then you have fucking these other morons just hanging out by the truck. Like, what the fuck are they doing? But yeah. So like, I walked this whole cornfield. I got dropped off at like 9 o'clock. You know that like breaks at like 9:30.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm fucking just like, all right, well, they're gonna come pick me back up at like 9:30. Like it's gonna be break time. They're gonna come pick me up. And it's like, oh fuck. It's like 9:55. I'm just like, where the fuck are these guys? They're not gonna come pick me up. They're gonna fuck me like this. So like I kept walking, and I was just like, it wasn't terrible. Like it was kind of cold out, but like I don't know, outside labor is not that bad.
No.
And well, that outside labor is not that bad. Let me reiterate: there's dog shit outside labor. But so like I was just like whatever, walking along with these people that I'd never known is the most quiet day I've ever had on this job. And so like it's like 10:15 and like I'm just seeing them get back to where they're supposed to be driving. I'm just like those fuckers took break without me. Like they didn't call me, they didn't say shit. So like called one of our coworkers, got one of the guys' phone numbers, and I like called him. I was like, "Do you guys take break?" He was like, "Oh yeah, we just got off break." Well, we got off break a little while ago because it was like 10:15 at the time I'm calling him. Like, that's a lot longer break than what you're supposed to be taking. And I was just like, "Oh well, fucking thanks for picking me up, like asshole. Like you didn't think to come fucking pick me up?" And I was just like, "Well, drop off the guy riding shotgun because I know he's not fucking doing anything, and I could use him out here. It's just me, myself, and this other girl, and she ain't working that fast, so we got shit to do. Like, drop him off. I know you don't need him." And so he drops him off, and it's just like the three of us walking for a while, and then all of a sudden, they fucking all these motherfuckers come out of nowhere. There's like six fucking people that weren't there in the beginning, just came out of the fucking woods or something. I swear to God. Fucking, they come out and they're just like, "What? Like, where are you guys at?" And I'm just like, "We what the fuck you talking about?" Because I've been out here walking this goddamn field all day. Where the fuck are you talking about? Where the fuck am I at? Where were you at, motherfucker? And so he's like, they're just like, "Oh, like we'll walk back and like try to like clean up." I'm just like, "Why are you gonna walk back over the ground that I just walked on? Like, what is the point of all of this? This is just stupid." And so like they go and walk back, and then like the main guy comes back over to me, and he's like, "Well, you guys may as well stop here." And I'm just like looking at him like, "Why in the fuck am I gonna stop here when that tractor is over there and he's still going that way?" He's like, "Well, I just figured that you guys should go back and pick up where we had left off the day before." And I was like, "You're fucking kidding me, man. Like, what's the difference? It's still gonna need to be done. Like the other side's still gonna be need to be done. Like I could just do that side." But no, we had to go back and deal with that. And he was like, came up to me. And he was like, right before lunch. He's like, "Well, how late you guys working?" And I was like, "Well, I get off at 4."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you gonna get some OT? Are you guys gonna stay till 6?" I was like, "Well,
No.
I'm temp here. I don't get overtime.
Right.
I get off at 4, so chances are I'm gonna be back at the shop by like 3:30 at the latest. Like we're trying to get out of here, dog. Like I ain't fucking around staying here. This is pointless." And he's just like trying to pester us because we weren't gonna stay.
Was that guy the forest preserve guy?
Yes,
Yeah. He's kind of a dummy, kind of a weird kind of.
that's what mom was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, "Well, man, hey, I don't work for you, so I get off at 4, but y'all can stay out here as long as you want.
Yeah.
I ain't, you ain't gonna see me coming back here after I clock out. Hell no."
he wanted me to take a job for $9 an hour, part time.
Yeah.
That's
Uh-huh.
yeah. How does someone survive on that as a new college graduate, which is what I was at
You
the
don't.
time.
You don't.
Right. S
But what the hell did he want you to do?
It was Oh God, I can't even remember now. I was like, I think it was like like in some kind. It wasn't like a naturalist. No, some kind of. I don't remember what it was, but the job would have been like taking care of like the prairies and stuff there, like and like managing that stuff and doing a little bit of GIS work.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it sounded cool. This is why I applied to it. And then it's like, oh well, yeah, it's gonna give you maybe 20 hours a week and be $9 an
I know.
hour. I was like, okay, well,
You can go fuck yourself.
oh, because I applied to a position that was like yeah, I think I applied to the position. It was like a naturalist, and then that would have paid like $15 an hour. I was like, okay, well that's pretty shitty, but it's not terrible to start out with, and doing something kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then so I went and interviewed for that, and then at the end of the interview, he was like, well, not going to give you that position, but we've got this other one, $9 an hour part time. I was like, no, sorry.
Like, well, the best we can do is listen here. I got a good deal for you.
Yeah, they
give you $9 an hour and 20 hours a week if you're lucky.
Yeah, and
if it's not raining.
For the position that I applied for, the $15, $14 an hour one, they wanted somebody with like 7 to 10 years of experience. I'm like, who is gonna do that with 10 years of experience?
Yeah,
like, no way, dude.
For $15 an hour,
10 years of experience as a naturalist or a wildlife biologist or something. So there's absolutely no way anybody's ever going to do that. But then his position, it makes like 85 grand a year. So like, you don't need more than 50 for the work that you do. So freaking hire some better people, pay your people more. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Well, you got any gaming news? Anything new in Destiny? What have you been playing? How has the Destiny grind been since the quarantine?
So, I have been playing quite a bit of Destiny, and I've been playing. I never play the PvP part of Destiny, but that's all that I've been playing.
Ooh.
I really like this one game mode. It's called Survival. It's an elimination game mode, so you have there's like two teams of 3, and you have 4 lives. And once those lives are out, there's no more respawns, and then there's like you play rounds until one team has like 5 rounds won. So it's really intense, really fun, and it's an auto rifle meta right now. So like I'm not good with hand cannons or snipers or anything like that. So but I can use a freaking auto rifle. It's way more accessible. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. I'm getting pretty good at movement and like countering people, like because some people just freaking rush you with a shotgun. So being able to counter that with like a grenade or your movement, or having a different weapon. Like I rock a loadout that's a auto rifle, a sniper rifle, and a grenade launcher as my heavy weapon. So if somebody's pushing me with a shotgun, I'll hit them a couple times, throw my grenade, fly out of the way, and then try to either finish them off with my auto rifle or try and snipe them, or just try to use the environment to maneuver around them and hit them a couple times and then punch them and kill them. So that's been a lot of fun because, like I said, I've literally never played the PvP in Destiny 2. Like extremely rarely.
is it like really heavy like comm based? Like,
Oh
is
no
there a
no.
lot of like fallouts?
So there's a different. I play the solo queue mode of this, so there everybody in that playlist is a solo player. There's no fire teams.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay.
So the way that I've found success is just pick somebody. Like I spawn in, just pick one of my two teammates and just stick with them, and we are just able to team shot a lot of people. Um,
Hmm.
and so I've found a lot of success doing that. But I've run across people though that are just like insanely good, and I just get destroyed. Like I have to stay with somebody or I will die immediately because I'm just
Damn.
playing against people that are just so good.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's I got into a game with goddamn Ninja. Like I got fucking the one of the few games of Fortnite that I've played like crossplay
Oh,
and
yeah,
where I literally got fucking slain. And it was just remarkable. Like honestly, like it's like a fucking pro athlete. Like you just get slaughtered and it's just like there's no shot of survival. Like it's it.
yeah,
Like it's just like a laser beam, and then it's just like you're in a fucking group of four, and it's just like, well, I just went down. I just went down. Yeah, that's all of us. And then we're just like sitting there, like, holy fuck, like we got to watch this play out. And it's just like the reaction time
mm,
is just it's crazy. They can just turn flick you like so hard. Like flick shot. I've gotten a lot better now in Call of Duty because I've that's all I've done. It's just play fucking COD.
yeah. I've
But
gotten a lot pretty good at not good, but decent at sniping in Destiny recently here. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that, and so there's a new event that's starting next Tuesday in Destiny called the Guardian Games, which is
ooh.
essentially like the Olympics for Destiny. Um, so like all the different classes, Titan, Warlock, Hunter, they're gonna kind of compete against each other. So you'll like go and do activities as a Titan, and you'll earn points to the Titan's cause.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And there's three exotic ghosts that look. The Titan's got like a lion on it. The Hunter has like a snake, and the Warlock's got like some kind of phoenix, so like a bird or of some sort. So there's those that you can earn, and then there's a class item. So like a Hunter's cloak, Titan's mark, and a Warlock's bond that goes in the arm, and
Yeah.
they have like a metallic color to them, and it'll be either gold, silver, or bronze based on the rankings of your class. So if your class is leading and winning, it'll be gold, and at the end it'll stay that color of
Oh,
whatever your class finished at, and there'll be a monument in the tower that will kind of commemorate the games for the rest of the year. So
very, very interesting.
yeah,
I think, dude, Destiny is like a very timeless game. It's like I feel like you could still go back to like D1 and play like a lot of shit.
oh yeah,
Like it's just very surprising like, how well they like carry it out through the years.
I think that you're right. Um, and there are people that do go back and just play Destiny 1 raids or do the strikes or what they just hang out and do that kind of stuff. And I think that, like you said, it's so timeless because the foundation, the core mechanics of the game are so good. Like it feels so good to snipe somebody, to shoot that rocket launcher, to jump around, to throw your grenade, to cast your super. Like it feels so good to do that kind of thing. And like that's why, like you said, it's timeless.
Yeah, really it is. all I've done is grind COD, and I'm just like, I can't wait until there's a day where I'd never have to come back and play this video game ever again.
That's
Oh
that's
God.
kind of how I've felt at Destiny a few times. Not like that I don't ever want to play it again, but I'm just like it's kind of like burnt out. Like I want something new, something fresh to play.
Yeah.
So like I've jumped into the Division, I've jumped into Borderlands, and those are fun in their own right. But they just don't feel as good to me as Destiny does. So I always come back, dude. I'm a slave. I'm a slave.
Slave to the
Yep.
system.
I gotta keep
It's
coming
just like,
back.
I mean, Halo 6 is gonna come out, and I'm probably gonna have to fucking buy that.
That I'm very much looking forward to that.
That's
I haven't
awesome.
heard any news about that. I think this summer we should hear some because it should be launching in winter. You know, with the new console, the Xbox Series X.
Yeah. Series
Yeah,
X. Oh shit.
I might be getting that with the old stimulus check.
Oh, with the old stim check,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah, 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 yeah. We can talk about that in a second. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I haven't played any other games other than that, other than Destiny. But I did want to touch on there's a rumor that this fall the darkness is coming in Destiny. Like,
Oh
do you remember
shit.
those pyramid ships that represent the darkness?
Yeah, yeah.
Those have started to show up in this solar system map that Rasputin has. Um, so the theory is, and there was like some leak about this, is that
Okay.
they are going to come and destroy Titan, which is a planet in one of the locations of Destiny, and basically just fuck everything up, and that'll lead right into Destiny 3 the following year. So the big fall expansion this year is going to be the darkness showing up or whatever. There's going to be some like a new planet, and then a like raid destination on one of the ships, like the pyramid ships,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we're gonna fight them or do whatever throughout the next year, and then fall 2021 there will be Destiny 3. That's like what the big rumor and speculation is right now, but who knows what's going to happen. I'm very curious to see because this season of Destiny has been pretty light on content. Like they've the Trials of Osiris was the big thing that came back, which is a big PvP mode. I haven't played and I don't plan on playing it, but so that was a big thing that came. But other than that, there was really no other big things so far. There's the Guardian games which are coming next week, but other than that, there hasn't been a whole lot. So people are speculating that it's so light on content is because everybody's pushing hard on this other bigger thing that's coming in the fall. So
I mean, that'd be really cool if that's how it plays out. It'd be really interesting to see the darkness come back, though. Honestly.
yeah, yeah, I'm really curious to see how they implement that because the darkness was shown in the some of the very very first concept art before Destiny was ever released, but way back in
Oh,
like 2013.
damn.
Yeah, so um, I'm really curious. I can't wait to see what happens.
That's with how I kind of am with Halo. It's just like I want to see where this is gonna end, if it is gonna end, or what this is going to make.
Well, they put that name out there, Halo Infinite. So what does that mean? Is it just going to be one game that they build on for a long time, or are they just showing? Is it a statement saying that there's infinite possibilities within that they could go within the universe, or what does that mean?
Or is that Halo as a series is infinite? Could it just be a play on itself and just be talking about itself, or that Halo is going to be like timeless, like we were talking about before?
I don't know.
I don't know, as a series. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to me. All I do know is this fucking grind for Damascus is gonna fucking this sucks. Sucks.
Well, just stop. Play Destiny with me.
So I'm getting closer. I got platinum for the snipers and the marksman rifles. Now I'm doing LMGs and I'm like halfway there.
Nice.
Getting close.
Just
Slowly but surely.
slowly but surely. One foot in front of the other.
Right.
Okay. So, stimulus checks.
Oh Christ. I'm not getting one.
You're not getting one. Why? Because they
mom
claim
still
you
claims me.
as a dependent. Okay, yeah. So there are certain things you have to do to be able to, or certain qualifications you have to meet to be able to receive a stimulus check payment. So you can't be claimed as a dependent by somebody else. You have to make under a certain amount of money. I think that's pretty much it.
That's what I thought too.
Um,
Right? You getting the big one? You getting the big stim check? What's the
Yeah,
last?
so Hannah and I should, because if you married, file jointly, you should get 2,400, and then
Shit.
500 for every qualifying child. But he was not on our tax return because we did our tax returns early.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know if we'll get the 500 for him, but I don't want it. I mean, because we don't need it. Like,
Take the fucking money.
I will because it's being offered, but I didn't lose my job. I still have a good job. I make good money. We have a lot of money saved up. So like we don't need it. Like if everybody who lost their job or so if the payments were more targeted is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I think that would be a better use
But
of this
you,
money.
like, because you still have your job, and like, as compared to the people who like worked at like bars or were hostesses or like things like that.
Right.
Okay. All right. I can understand.
Right. People who lost their job because of their business being shut down due to this situation. Those are the people that need the help the most. We don't need the help. Well, I mean, I'll take it. I want some more money. I mean,
don't get me wrong.
Hurt, but the reason why I don't want it is because this money has to come from somewhere. The federal government only gets money from taxes and like fines. And there's like one other way, or producing more money, which causes inflation. Yeah. So, where is this money coming from, and what are the economic impacts of it going to be long term? Those are some things that are kind of concerning. Like, it's very short-sighted of somebody to say, "Oh, fuck yeah, give me that money, like sign me up," without thinking of where the money came from, what's going to happen to the economy on a larger scale. But that being said, I got $2,400 coming my way. What am I going to spend it on?
That's a good question. Well, I'm fucking trying to build a computer. That's what I was gonna do with that money if I were to get it.
But you're not getting it.
I'm not. But I do. I should be getting paid from that motherfucking county tonight, boy. Shit, tell you what.
Oh yeah, I get paid next Friday.
I don't know. Why don't you just save it and like go on vacation?
That's exactly what we're gonna do. So we've got at least 2,400, maybe 29 if Theo gets counted.
Yeah.
Don't know how that works, but and then I've got like 1,500 from paid family leave coming in. So potentially I've got almost what is that, 4,500 close to coming in that I didn't necessarily earn, which feels bad, but it's also like, okay, sure.
It's like, shit, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know, man. It's just weird. But yeah, we're gonna try and go on vacation this summer, and that'll obviously help. I want to kind of. I'll probably put like at least 500 towards my student loan, and then just save the rest.
Yeah, I mean, if that helps you guys like get a chunk off your student loans too, like fuck yeah, like that should be decent.
Yeah, but again, the thing there, like either we both don't need help with that really either because we don't have a ton of loans.
Yeah.
Like people that I know have $100,000 in student loans, and they make $35,000 a year. Like, dude, you're so screwed. The interest that you earn per month is gonna be more than your payment. Like, you're never going to pay those off.
Jesus Christ, that's
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
But those are decisions that people made. So another thing, like with the personal responsibility that we were talking about earlier, or that I was talking about earlier,
yeah,
like people make these decisions to go to these incredibly expensive private schools and study these very, very unemployable things, and then like you don't think like that when you get out of this and you have $100,000+ in student loans and you have a like lesbian art degree or something like that. what are you gonna do? Like how are you gonna pay that off? Like as much as I would love to have somebody just come in and say, hey, you graduated from a public university, we're gonna take away your student loans. I would say, okay, cool. But again, it's very short-sighted of me to just say, fuck yeah, no more student loans.
But where's that money coming from?
How is it being paid for? What are the, there's more things involved in that. So I just don't think that you should reward people for not taking personal responsibility. And yeah, I don't know. Been quarantined for too long. I'm starting to ramble now, and just my grumpy old man's coming out.
It's all right.
There's a good beer called Old Man Grumpy.
Old Man Grumpy.
It's a good one.
I have not had money in a very long time. Now I'm going to have some money.
Yeah.
And I considered purchasing the $13.30 rack of Busch Light. We ain't got no fucking beer here.
I've got about 15 PBRs in the fridge right now.
There you go. Hey, that'll do it. I'm just like we were texting about, like I can't wait Theo to start growing up and shit, and just drink just a fair range between 4 to 12 to 16 beers.
Yep.
Just to be sitting there talking to those little mouths.
Yep. Sitting in the garage or out on the porch or something.
Yep. Just be like, all right, fuck.
Just telling stories.
Someone's got to drive the gator.
Yeah. Somebody's got to drive this old side-by-side back home.
That's right. Just be like, we'll be out at the bar. Just be like, don't call Hannah. We'll fucking steal.
He's like 7 years old.
Oh, what'd you do this weekend, Theo? It's like I drove my uncle and my father home from the bar.
Yes, sir.
On the side-by-side.
Yes, sir. We had to load him up in a wheelbarrow to get him out of there. That's what he's gonna be telling his buddies, and his little friends are gonna be like, "What?" They're gonna go home and tell their parents.
Be like, "What? We're calling DCFS right now."
Yeah. And then one of the moms is gonna like talk to Hannah and be like, "Did you know that your husband and your brother-in-law were doing this, and they made your son go out and get him? That's child abuse." And I'll be like, you know what? Fuck you. I have my kid do whatever I want. If he wants to drive the gator and pick me up, he'll do it.
You're like, look, hey, he knows how to drive the gator, and it don't go no faster than 15 mile an hour.
Right.
I'm not that drunk to fall off the gator, but you never know. Some nights get kind of depressing.
Yeah. Oh man, it's good future we got ahead.
Hell yeah. It's just crazy. Like I was talking to Mom, and it's just like what you're talking about. It's crazy. He's gonna be like 8 months old when you guys get back here.
For Christmas, yeah. in the summer he'll be 3 or 3.5, 4, something like that, right around there. He's almost 1 month old, man. He's 3 weeks old tonight.
Oh
Isn't
fuck!
that crazy?
That's awesome. It's awesome.
Time flies.
That's what they say. That's what they say is that time flies. Time goes by real fast.
Right, and he's getting chunky. He's got a freaking double chin. Got a couple rolls on his
Hey,
legs and his arms.
hell,
Fatten him up.
camel rolls at a China shop.
You know what's crazy though? He went to the doctor the other day, Monday, and he weighed like 8 pounds 11 ounces or something like that. And I was like, he's like 2.5 weeks old, and I was like, that's how much I weighed at birth. And then there's one of Hannah's friends had a baby that was 10 pounds 3 ounces. I'm like, he doesn't weigh that much
Holy
now
shit.
as a 3-week-old as that baby did when it was born. I was like, that is just crazy. I can't imagine a woman birthing a 10-pound baby. Oh boy.
Is Hannah in the room? What does Hannah think about having a 10-pound baby?
No, she's upstairs, but she's
Oh.
commented that that's just crazy before. We've talked about it.
Yeah, that is a hefty child.
Yeah.
Like, God dang.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. But hey, I'm just glad that we ain't got to do that shit.
Yep. You just gotta support them. Like,
Yep.
I just gotta do the laundry, take out the garbage, clean up, cook every meal and everything for her, and so that she can sleep like between feedings, because she's up at night or whatever. But yeah, it's
You like cooking it?
yeah.
So.
No, I've really enjoyed it. It would have been a lot harder if I wasn't working from home right now. Like if I had to go to the office, because like I'll take a 15-minute break, make her breakfast or whatever, and get like dinner ready in a crock pot or something. Then go back to work, and then on my lunch break, I'll take out the garbage or do the dishes or just clean something up or hold him while she goes and takes a shower or something like that. I'm able to help. But if I was working in the office still, I wouldn't be able to. So it's worked out really, really good for us, me working from home. And we had a meeting today at work, and they were saying that it's probably going to be like July before they start bringing people back into the office.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Until they can until the company can reliably test people who are coming into the office like every day, they're not going to take the risk of bringing people in.
Wow. I mean, that's really good for you guys with this system you got going on right now.
Yeah. It's just a little bit harder to focus on my work because I would much rather just hang out with them all day, but gotta make some money.
Yeah. A couple of my friends are hearing rumors that this semester or fall semester is going to be online.
In August. Yeah, maybe just as a precaution. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just that's what I heard that yesterday because I was trying to pick some classes for this coming semester.
We should have done that in our fact or fiction.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. It's crazy. This is all fucking crazy. This is like an apocalypse movie and a half.
May you live in interesting times. The past 4 years have been very interesting. When DJT, the Donald, got elected, and it was like, oh, this can't happen. He's a reality TV star, but well, he was elected, so. And then a kind of crazy things have been going on if you look for them. So,
Yes.
and then we got artificial intelligence that's gonna kill us all, and somebody like I could say that I could demand people call me a woman tomorrow, and then Z the next day, and then back to a man the next day. That's a thing now.
Hey, turn of a new decade.
Yep.
Everything is okay.
Yep.
Everybody is very sensitive and doesn't like talking.
You know what I've heard that I've been saying for a long time is that I want to say it was Joe Rogan who was talking, and he was basically saying the same thing that I've said, is that all these freaking social justice warrior people are complaining and whining and crying about every little thing because there have been like no real issues. There's no real issues here in the United States. Like, we're not in the Middle East where there's literally still slavery. We're not in Africa where not everybody, but a large portion of certain populations starve to death. Like, there's like that's not a rampant thing here. So they find these other things to complain about and get upset about. But recently, that's calmed down and quieted because there's this coronavirus. There's a real threat out there in the ether. It's out there. So there's something real to be concerned about, rather than the right pronouns.
Yeah, it's interesting that we forget completely about the fire in Australia.
Yep.
Or if I don't know if that fucking place is still on fire. It could be long. It could have fell off the fucking map and nobody would have known. Fox News would be covering it.
And the same thing about the rainforest. There was a big deal about the rainforest being on fire. What was that, in the summer? Yep. Same time around.
And it's just like,
Australia.
Who could give a fuck now?
Yeah. I think mostly the rainforest one was very much embellished. It wasn't really as bad as it had been made out to seem. I think there was some kind of political reason behind that. But the Australian fires were absolutely devastating. So I don't know. All right, I think we've rambled on long enough. Nobody's going to watch this far anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'll clip it out and maybe try to make something good out of it. But that's it. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.